Let's take a look and investigate how you might do designing with parameters. In this case, let's go ahead and take a look. This part. Okay, it's the leg extension that is existing, and this bolts on with a nut here, and it registers onto the main leg, and then the person can move this leg up and down. So let's see how I might model that so that I can make some fairly easy changes to it later on. As I was thinking about it, let me get this centered up for you and a little bit bigger. Too big. There we go. I knew that there was some rectangle, and I did the rectangle based off of the center. I usually use a center point when I can, so it was a 1 by 1.5, and it'll always move about the center. And by doing that, whatever I did on one side, I could mirror to the other. So I knew that this angled surface started 0.438 over that 7/16 and came down at a 45-degree angle. And so I just dimensioned that, I drew it, and then I dimensioned it in such a way that this one would equal this. It was a mirror. And I knew it started that far out on this surface and cut in. But it didn't go down to the bottom. It only went down to a certain space. And so I needed to find out where that certain space might be. And I found out it was a 1/4 inch down. So I can change that if I find that I need to modify it a little bit. But it was a 1/4 inch down from the top. So again, this point here is where my tool will start working when I build it. And so that's where I want to measure things from. And then once I did that, I knew that I had a 3/8 by 3/8 square that would be cut out. So I would make this shape down to that depth, like that. And then I would take a milling tool that was shaped like this and just run it right through it to get rid of this part. Okay, and then when I do my extrusions, I can think about that in the same way. So that's how I thought this one through. Let's see what happens then if I did it well. When I change my parameters, that will tell me. So down here, here's my depth. So let's say I change that to 1.5. This should get bigger here. It did. What do you know? So I can change that back. And this 1.5 is the width. Maybe I found out that it should be 2. Oh, it worked. And it left this stuff alone. So you want to be thinking about how you model this to do it. Okay, maybe this 0.4375 turned out to be 0.44. 0.44. Didn't make much of a difference that I could see. Didn't make enough of a difference. Let's see if I wanted to cut it a little bit far. Maybe a 0.5 will work without. There it was. You can see that moved right up there. Okay, so, and it moved on both sides, so I can change that back. 0.4375. Watch it again. A little bit hard to see up there. Okay, and maybe this slot started a little bit higher up, and instead of 0.25, maybe it was 0.18. See how that moved that slot up a little bit. Okay, so by doing a good job thinking this through, you can make changes using your parameters. It takes a little bit of thought, a little bit of effort. I suggest that you play with changing those a little bit before you finalize your concept design, because you're going to have to make some changes. I'm pretty sure that you'll have to somewhere along the line. All right, there we go. That's how to use the parameters as you're doing your drawing. From your sketch, dimension it in such a way that when you change it in the parameter list, it changes without overriding or confusing it. There we go.